I was not expecting to have an emergency C-section or a C-section. I thought I was going to deliver like the Hebrew women.
I thought I was going to deliver like the Hebrew women. Just like CCMA, many women have the same ideology or idea or thinking, and today I am here to clear that out. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you are most definitely welcome. This is Kenzie of Two Sisters, and feel free to just click on the subscribe button. Let's just get this video started. Actually, this is not the first time I'm hearing this phrase. I had always wanted to deliver like the Hebrew women. I've heard many mothers say this, and I just don't know where this thing came from. But anyways, I'm going to be giving us a clearer picture and idea of what this whole Hebrew woman thing is all about. So let me take our minds back to the genesis of this whole story. Now, for those that are non-Christians, maybe for our Muslim brothers or our if you're not a Christian, there was a story in, I even have my scriptures here. There was a story in Exodus 1. If you want to get the story very, swiftly, just start reading from Exodus 1 verse 15 to the end. So this story is about, let me just fast forward to the king of Egypt. And the king of Egypt at the time was Pharaoh. And now Pharaoh was, out of his jealousy and enviousness and wickedness, he wanted to kill all the sons born by the Hebrew women. So how did he intend to implement this, his wicked plan? He actually contracted the midwives that were in charge of giving birth, because maybe at the time there were no doctors or so it was the midwives that were actually 100% in charge of giving birth. Well, I don't know, but from the scriptures we didn't hear about the doctors. We only heard about the midwives. So Pharaoh, who was the king of Egypt, contracted the midwives, actually 2 of them, and he told them that, see, as you are going to take this delivery, if you see that these Hebrew women, they give birth to a son, as the son is coming out and you confirm that it is a son, just look for what you do and take that son's life. And then he passed the law to them, and he told them that all the daughters can actually be saved, but the sons, he does not want them. So that is how he passed the law to the midwives, 2 of them, and they actually took it. But then these Hebrew midwives, they feared God. The Bible described them as women that feared God. So they had the fear of God in them, and they knew that, helping a woman give birth to this child and then taking the child's life is not something that God would want me to do. So they did not do that. They actually saved the Hebrew women's sons. So when words got to the hearing of the king again, who is Pharaoh, that these midwives are not doing what you asked them to do. In fact, I have seen 1 or 2 sons that are crying up and down. So the king actually came back to the midwives and asked them, what are you doing? I gave you this contract to do. Why are you not doing what I asked you to do? Why are you leaving both the men and the female, the male and the female? What is wrong? That was where the midwives told the king that, these Hebrew women, they are not like the Egyptians. The Egyptians, they take long to give birth to their children. But you see the Hebrew women, before we even arrive, the Hebrew women has given birth to their child. So all we do is carry the child and then clean the child. So that was how they were able to convince the king, and the king did not take away their own life, because the king was actually furious. And that is how we Africans especially have carried the phrase, God, please help me deliver like the Hebrew women. But the fact now is, from what the Bible described, the midwives described the Hebrew women's delivery as very easy, that before they even come, they have delivered. So what that place is trying to tell us, that the Hebrew women, they give birth to their children unassisted. My brothers and my sisters, especially my sisters in the building now, how many women have you seen today giving birth unassisted? Like you are just on your own, and maybe you go to the hospital, you just your baby will come out. It is very, in fact, I don't even know if it is possible. It is not possible. I've not seen. I've only watched that in the I've seen that one happen once on the internet, and that was because she was in her car. She was actually driving to the hospital, and then the teen came, and then she gave birth there. And then it is very difficult for you to see a woman giving birth like an Hebrew woman, the way we say it. Even the people that go through the normal process of delivery, which is like the vaginal delivery, because all the means of delivery are actually normal, but for people that go through the spontaneous vaginal delivery, they don't even give birth like the Hebrew women, according to what the midwife said. I mean, even though you go to the hospital, you want to give birth through your vagina, they will still give you epidural. They will still give you, like, they will still induce you, except for people that have done the same process over, maybe people that have many children. Those are people that will just go, and then they will still have to push. The doctors and the midwives will still assist them. So why are we always using this phrase? Why are we misunderstanding this phrase? And these days now, it is even more tense. We are now beginning to make it, to tell ourselves that, I watched one video. In fact, the video that I watched was actually, that was the first video that made me realize that, we are really getting this thing wrong as Africans. Then this CCME own just made me say, okay, I think it is time for me to film this video. Working as a nurse, I have also seen a situation where this woman was in severe pain. You know, labor pain is another kind of pain that I don't understand yet. But then she was in severe pain. She had always wanted to give birth like the Hebrew women in her head. But then when it dawned on her, when we told her that, see, this is your baby, the way your baby is presenting, you cannot push this baby. It cannot come out from the normal place you're expecting. This baby has to go through a C-section, or you have to go through a C-section. She refused. She was supposed to sign the consent form by 8 a.m. She refused. She had to call her pastor to tell her pastor that, see, these people that are here, they say that they will cut. They said that they will do me C-section, and I'm not here. And that was how the pastor was praying for her. Praying for her. Something that was supposed to have been done by like 10 a.m. and then she would just carry her baby in less than 30 minutes and everything is going to be over. They lingered it till 8 p.m. in the night. God was so merciful to her that that baby was actually still alive, because she wasn't, like, she was. What I'm just trying to say is that we Africans, African women, we are misunderstanding this whole Hebrew women thing. Hebrew women does not mean that you have to only give birth through your vagina for you to know that, oh, I am the Hebrew woman that Exodus 1 verse 19 was talking about. That is not it. Even the people that are giving birth through the C-section, they are also the Hebrew woman. Hebrew woman is a term that is used to describe somebody that has successfully bring a child out to this world, irrespective of how the child is coming out from. Remember that even the C-section, it is knowledge that God has given to man, that man is using to save children that God has made. Haven't you heard of stories where somebody will give birth through the spontaneous vaginal delivery and then the child will still die? Or she will give birth to a still baby, even with her natural method? Haven't you heard of such stories? We've heard of such stories. So please, let us stop confusing ourselves and telling ourselves that, oh, I gave birth through C-section, hence I'm not an Hebrew woman. No, you are an Hebrew woman so far as you are able to bring your baby out from this world. The only thing that we can be telling ourselves is, okay, I think I want to give birth through the spontaneous vaginal delivery because I feel like that one I'm going to snap back easier and it's going to be easier on me. I'll be able to cope. That is understandable. When you bring such reasoning, it is understandable. Every woman wants to do that one. Not every woman said these days. Most people have actually made up their mind that they don't want anything labor, nothing like contraction. Once they are like 37 weeks, they present themselves in the theater and then the doctor bring out their baby and they are fine. So most people have chosen the C-section route, which is very good for them. So if you have a personal preference about the spontaneous vaginal delivery, don't make it look like, and I don't know why women these days are also shaming those that have gone through vaginal delivery. They tag them to be less of a woman. They say, oh, you don't have the strength to push. Pushing during delivery is not by strength. Being a nurse, a registered nurse, I have witnessed so many times that it is not by strength. It is just by the grace of God. It is just by the grace of God. And if you are put in a position, or if you come to the position, or if the position meets you that C-section is the only method that you have to save your child, what will you now do? Will you still keep pushing this baby, and then you will now maybe injure your own self, cripple yourself? Because most times too, the trauma that the body goes through during spontaneous vaginal delivery is something that has to be studied. In fact, it is still under study. That people are still trying to understand how and why it is done. In a nutshell, my beloved friends, I'm just here to let us know that there is no such thing as Hebrew woman. It is not written anywhere in the Bible that if you give birth in another, like it is only when you push your child that you are the Hebrew woman. In fact, as a matter of fact, nobody can give birth like the Hebrew woman again. Maybe it used to happen. And I think that, in fact, this whole idea that the midwives used on Pharaoh was just a way of letting Pharaoh know that I think it was just a cover-up story. The women just wanted Pharaoh to know that, okay, before we even come, these Hebrew women, they have already put to bed. So they didn't want Pharaoh to blame them. They just wanted that one to be like a cover-up story. That is why they just use that phrase. Because if you even check it, well, it might be possible, sure, but sometimes it is very hard. It is very hard for you to just see somebody that will just go to the labor room, and then unassisted, nobody's touching you, your baby's already out. It is very rare. Even though it happens, which I've not seen with my 2 eyes in the hospital before, I've not even heard it in our hospital. Even though it happens, I think it's going to be like 1 in 50, like 1 out of 50 women has that capacity. I've not heard, I've not seen, but I feel like maybe 1 out of 50. So it is very rare. So let us eliminate that phrase from our thoughts, because it is doing us more harm than good. It is going to make us see ourselves as being lazy. It's going to make us see the other woman as being, oh, God favored you and God did not favor me. It's also going to make you start questioning your faith and your God for those that are weak. Because these are things that you will keep thinking, and then you'll be saying that, oh, look at that, Sister A gave birth through a vagina. Why can I not? God, why am I? You don't like me. God will just be looking at you and say, look at this one. Look at this one that has a bouncing baby boy or girl. You have your baby, so to be happy. All those people that did the vagina and then they lost their baby. What do you want them to now see? Hebrew woman where you know carrying picking. I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to eradicate that thought out of all of us head that, please, no matter how you birth your child, you are still an Hebrew woman. Provided you are carrying your 2 child in your hand, you are an Hebrew woman. Thank you guys for watching this video to this point. If you enjoyed watching, let me know in the comment section. If you still have your own thoughts and your own reservations and your own, idea, please also let me know in the comment section. See you in my next video. Bye.